They stated that the state shelters are reaching capacity now that the governor is asking residents to help by opening their doors. That was part of Governor Maura Haley's announcement, as she is also looking for help from the federal government. The governor stated anywhere between 10 to 30 migrant families a day are coming to Massachusetts. There are 40 hotels across the state helping to house them, but the governor is now pleading for help from the federal government as well as you. Governor Haley also stated that 5,600 families are currently housed in the state's emergency shelter system. That number is 80% higher than 1 year ago. Massachusetts is the only state in the country with the right to shelter law that guarantees homeless families access to emergency shelters. She also states that Massachusetts has been spending around $45 million a month to help assist families. The situation is so bad that Haley's administration is now asking people to open their homes and businesses to help people in need.
Most importantly, if you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Workers Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family. If you're a local official, a college president, a business owner, or a faith leader with an available building or space in your community, please work with us to offer it as a shelter site. If you're a social service provider, please consider becoming an emergency assistance homeless shelter provider. Our resources are stretched thin there as well. And if you're a hotel or a motel owner, consider opening it up for emergency assistance. If you're a landlord or a property owner, we can use you too. We can connect you with service providers to help transition families into permanent housing. Everyone has something they can offer.
Paul Craney, the president of the Massachusetts Fiscal Alliance, is a first-generation American who understands what migrant families are going through, but he believes that focus should be on securing the borders. Quote, at some point, we have to have compassion for the people that are here. If Massachusetts can't care for the people that are currently here, then why should we bring in more people in the state? Governor Haley is hoping that the emergency declaration will provide more federal funding and expedite work permits for immigrants. New York State has also declared a state of emergency, as well as other cities like Chicago, El Paso, and Washington. The governor's administration also announced it created a migrant family relief fund. It's coordinated efforts with local United Way to raise private donations. Now, I want y'all to understand something. The article I just read to you was from 2023. Right? Not that long ago. We just came into the new year. As a matter of fact, it was August 9th of 2023. So really, it wasn't that long ago. It was just a few months ago. And we go all the way from August to now, where we see stories such as Illinois giving away 9,000, right, to migrants so that they can have the housing that they need, even though we're, in a sense, having a rental and a housing crisis with Americans at this moment in time. Do you think that we're getting any type of assistance? Do you think that we're getting any type of shelter? Do you think that we're getting any type of help? No. It's like, hey, stop complaining, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get a better job, get a better education. Nobody owes you anything. That's what everybody wants to say. That's what everybody has directly on repeat up until it actually affects them. But yet you don't have people telling that to people who are migrants, who are coming from wherever they are coming from directly around the world, and they're coming here. And they're able to get all of the benefits, all of the things that normal everyday Americans can't even fathom or even get themselves without being on some special type of program or a list for months at a time or for years at a time. And then even that, they still have to figure out if you really qualify or not. That's ridiculous. Nobody has time for that. This is 100% ridiculous. And then not even that. This is something else that took place, and this was just yesterday. Not sure if it's still happening right now in New York at this moment, but you had a whole bunch of migrant buses that came directly to New York, and they decided to shelter the migrants inside of neighborhood schools. Now, I want y'all to understand, there are families directly across the street. You don't know who any of these migrants are. You don't know their background. You don't know their criminal history. You don't know anything of that nature. These are complete strangers in other people's neighborhoods, able to just come in and just live, and they can do whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do. Who's to say that some of these people here don't have some type of history that we don't know about? What about any type of sight problems where somebody might just go haywire and start doing whatnot or whatever? Like who? Like nobody knows. But this is how dangerous this is specifically getting when it deals with America and the administration and the government that is currently in power at this moment. It's looking quite ridiculous. There is no reason that anywhere in America that schools should prioritize, that government officials should prioritize migrants over your children. Now, remember, your children are supposed to be the future, but obviously, looking at this, I guess they're not because they're not a priority. They're like, you know what? Y'all can still learn. Y'all could just do it from the computer. These are the most important people here. We got to do everything that we can for them. Notice how they're just ready to hand them and give them every single thing. But when it deals with your child and they need help and they need assistance, where's the school system to be found? Where's the government to be found? Nowhere to be found. That's where. Nowhere. So, like I said, it is what it is.